Kia ora, tēnā koutou katoa. Welcome to Hōmai Te Pakipaki Education Special. Tonight we are looking for the ideal environments for students to achieve. Let's meet our contestants. First we have Brian from Mount Albert Grammar. Kia ora, Brian.
Well, hello there, miss. Nice to meet you.
And the second contestant we have is Hemi from Onehunga College. Tēnā koe, Hemi.
Hey, miss.
We here at Hōmai Te Pakipaki believe that whānau involvement helps students to succeed in education. So rangatahi, where's your whānau in the audience?
Oh, there's my mum, my dad, my grandma.
Oh, excellent. Tēnā koutou te Brian's whānau. Lovely to have you here with us. And Hemi, where's your whānau here?
Oh, they're not here yet, miss. They're coming though, they said they're coming.
Oh, alright then. They're probably stuck in traffic. Okay, let's begin. Brian, if I were at teacher-parent interviews, what do you think your parents and I would say?
I'm unsure, miss. I've been brought up not to boast, but I am top of the class for science and math, and I just earned my Gold Duke of Edinburgh award, so I assume it would be pretty positive.
Ai, tū meke. Hemi, how about you?
Oh, miss. My parents hate going to school, eh? They don't go to parent-teacher interviews, so I suppose the teacher would be sitting there thinking, hopeless.
Okay, let's move on. E kare, there's got to be a better way. Tonight on Hōmai Te Pakipaki we are very blessed to be joined by Māori leading educational exemplars. Let's hear from them what can be done.
Kia ora, Jury.
Oh, nice
Mason,
to meet you.
Jury.
Nice to meet you. Kia ora mātua. So good, we'll talk about some transformative educational models that we've all got, and that we will sort of share that knowledge over the year, over about 30 years?
20,
I mean, you've been here forever, Mātua Mason.
Like the tree. I'm like the tree.
I'm here to talk about kaupapa Māori educational model called Kanohi ki te Kanohi, which is all about the Māori philosophy of face-to-face. And I'm a really strong believer that teachers are the education's direct link to Māori whānau via their Māori pupils. They fill an important link in the better relationship for better learning process, because we all know that young people thrive when they have quality relationships in their lives. And coming face to face still remains an important mechanism for developing trust and shaping information between groups today. So those old bodies of knowledge and the principles that we have in Te Ao Māori are still really, really relevant today in educational practices. And some of the things that developing trust and sharing information creates is that it's a process that addresses the imbalance of power that exists in the educational environment. And part of some research that I've done, a case study at Māori School, focused on creating an environment that would attract Māori whānau, visitors and other community members. And this is about trying to get to a place where the whole community can have a greater say in the education of their children. And that old saying, it takes a village to raise a child, and Māori are a very collective society, and they don't just look at individuals, it's about the collective responsibility that we have for everyone. And the foundation, Māori School found that the foundation and maintenance of this environment entailed the nurturing of the physical, cultural and spiritual place conducive to Māori needs, a place where Māori could comfortably visit and be themselves, that's being Māori, whatever that may mean in terms of their identity around that. These environments complement the capacity for Māori whānau to become autonomous when making choices about their children's education. And it gives them the confidence and power to validate things that are important to them. For example, their own Māori identity, their whakapapa, their culture, all the things that we know that make young tauhi thrive.
Kia ora Aotearoa, ko Graham Smith Tuku Ingoa, ko Kaupapa Māori Theory, ko Kaupapa Tēnei Wā. Kaupapa Māori Theory emphasises the need for Māori to assert their cultural aspirations, preferences and practices. There are 6 main principles, and they include tino rangatiratanga, that is for Māori to have self-determination over their own affairs. The second principle is the principle of validating cultural aspirations and identity, which is acknowledging and valuing the Māori identity, and the principle of incorporating culturally preferred pedagogy. The fourth principle is the principle of mediating socio-economic and home difficulties, which is the commitment for Māori communities to take schooling as a positive experience and not a hindrance. The principle of incorporating cultural structures which emphasise the collective rather than the individual, such as the notion of the extended family. This is a major feature of a kura kaupapa Māori schooling intervention, as committed parents to reinvest in schooling and education for their children. The principle of a shared and collective vision philosophy is also another principle. Te aho matua is a guidelines for excellence in Māori, and entails like what a good Māori education should entail. It also acknowledges Pākehā culture and skills required by Māori children to participate fully and at every level in modern New Zealand society. Having a Māori theory will be relevant and will encourage the increased involvement of whānau in the education system. This is essentially will lead to successful participation of the student and of the wider community. Tēnā koutou katoa. Kia ora, welcome to Hō Mai Te Pakipaki, the Education Special. Tonight we are looking for the ideal environments for students to achieve in. Let's meet our contestants.
Oh, kia ora Brian.
How's it going?
Good. Awesome. Thank you.
Okay, let's start with the questions. Brian, if I were at teacher-parent interviews, what do you think your parents and I would say?
I'm unsure, miss. I was brought up not to boast, but I am top of the class for science and math, so I assume it'll be pretty good. And I just got my Duke of Edinburgh Gold Award, so doing pretty good at school. Mum and Dad are proud. It's good.
Choice. Hemi, how about you?
I think that I've got a really good relationship with my teachers. Like, we get on really well and they really respect me, and I can go into the classroom and I can be who I am, and they really they encourage me to be really proud of who I am and stuff, and I sort of take that home to my parents, so my parents aren't whakamā about going to school. And so Mum and Dad they went to a parent-teacher interview the other day, and they came home and they were really pleased and stuff, because sometimes they don't believe that I do alright at school, because sometimes I can be a bit of a clown. But yeah, so I'm doing sweet and te reo and English and maths, and doing some history, which is really interesting, really enjoying that, and heaps of sport. And then I'm doing a bit of kapahaka and stuff, so school's really good, it allows me to do lots of stuff that helps me learn and helps me sort of be grounded. So yeah, Mum and Dad, they were stoked when they came home.
Great answers from both our contestants.